Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started. We are continuing to follow a devastating story out of Wallace, Idaho tonight, where the Shoshone County Sheriff's Office says a mom, her unborn child, and 2-year-old son were found shot to death in an apparent murder-suicide. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk is in the Silver Valley tonight.
Just a few hours ago, Sheriff Holly Lindsay sent out a message to the community calling the incident devastating and asking people to take care of each other. Tonight, many in this town are praying for the friends and family of this mother and her children. There isn't much that happens on King Street in Wallace, but last night, a large crime scene brought people out of their homes.
I just looked out and I saw like some, I think, police tape, and there was some cops down the street. That's all I saw. My stepdad got a friend told him that someone died up here.
What happened inside this home is hard to comprehend. At 8:27 p.m. Wednesday night, deputies responded and found 33-year-old Elizabeth Lawley and her 2-year-old son shot to death. The sheriff's office says, according to the preliminary investigation, it appears Lawley shot her son, then turned the gun on herself. The 33-year-old was also several months pregnant. The news has devastated the community and the first responders who had to go inside the home and process the scene. Tonight, Sheriff Holly Lindsay released a statement saying, in part, "Speaking honestly, in my 19 years of service for Shoshone County, I have never seen the sheriff's office so somber, so devastated. We shared a lot of hugs and we shared a lot of tears. Today was an extremely difficult day for the family, for our office, and for this community. And I can only imagine what the family is going through." The suspected murder-suicide is the latest tragedy to rock the Silver Valley this week. On Monday, a Wallace man was struck in the head with an axe at his home on Highbank Street. Deputies found the suspected attacker, 39-year-old Nicholas Johnson, nude on the street and arrested him. The victim was airlifted to Kootenai Health in critical condition. He survived and was recently released. And tonight we also spoke with Wallace Mayor Lynn Mogensen. She wanted to thank first responders for all they do, but especially during these difficult times. Reporting in Wallace tonight, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Now on to a developing story tonight. Just hours ago, a car crashed into a Spokane Valley home. This was at the corner of Evergreen and Malin. You can see the red van through the side of the house right there. It appears to be in the garage. All the car doors were open at the time. Our crew was on the scene shortly after it happened, but we are still working to confirm details tonight. No word yet on any injuries. We will continue to bring you the latest just as soon as we learn it. Spokane police asking for the public's help to find an inmate who walked away from a work site in the Browns Edition area this morning. Take a look at your screen. According to SPD, 43-year-old Eddie Williams, an inmate at the Geiger Correctional Center, was picking up litter near 3rd Avenue and Sunset Boulevard. That's when he took off. Williams was last seen wearing a correctional center issued orange vest. He's about 5 feet 5 inches tall, 180 pounds, has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information about his whereabouts tonight, you are urged to call Crime Check. And tonight we are tracking the worsening wildfires in Alberta, Canada, impacting air quality right here in our region. Parts of Canada are experiencing about 10 times the average amount of acres burned as they typically would this time of year. And take a look at your screen. The fires have tipped air quality across the Northwest tonight. Parts of Spokane and North Idaho in the moderate, on the brink of moving into the unhealthy for sensitive groups range. On that note, let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy, do you think our air quality situation gets worse or improves from here?
I think we're kind of turning the corner. Let me explain why when it comes to some of that smoke. Sure, we do have pockets of pretty nasty air, and it seems to be kind of settling in some of the valleys. If you make your way, I'd think, over toward Leavenworth, Wenatchee area, you've got a bunch of that smoke kind of butting its way up against some of the mountains. Rain in the Cascades has pushed that down, but let's talk what we've got here. 77 degrees. It's still warm out. And when it comes to our temperature, well, it's just going up from here. 84 in terms of AQI, so we do sit at moderate, but as Mark mentioned, teetering on the edge of that unhealthy for sensitive groups realm, that would be an AQI of 100 or higher. Air quality alerts remain in effect through Saturday morning. This will be early Saturday, and it's likely we watch some of these expire, but basically this smoke is here. We just need to kind of get rid of it, and that's not really happening. So I think tomorrow we wind up hazy. Saturday we'll start to clear out, and by Sunday we turn the corner to a much different weather pattern.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. All week long, we've been covering growth in our region through our ongoing Boomtown series, and all this growth is starting to push us uncomfortably close to our wild neighbors, including cougars, according to the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. As more people move into the Spokane County metro area, they are bringing in more technology that can capture the wandering felines on camera.
So as people move into those areas, it's inevitable that they're going to see more wildlife. And then there's a lot of social media posts, which we didn't have in the past.
Are we, though, actually seeing more cougar sightings? So join us tomorrow at 6 as KREM 2's Cody Proctor takes a look at the number of cougar sightings in Spokane County and what is being done to make sure both humans and cats can coexist peacefully. In national news tonight, 2 construction workers are missing after a massive, fast-moving fire broke out at a construction site in North Carolina. 15 workers were rescued after more than 90 firefighters responded to the 5-alarm fire. Even as crews were working to fight the fire, they were becoming trapped and had to be rescued by other firefighters. The cause of that fire is still under investigation tonight. Officials with the Vatican are investigating tonight after a driver sped past guards and crashed into the Vatican gate. The guards fired shots at the speeding car's front tires, but it didn't slow that driver down. Officials say the 40-year-old behind the wheel was in a, quote, serious state of physical altercation. And take a look at this. Washington State Patrol dash camera footage shows what high-speed driving looks like from the sky. This is from multiple vehicle pursuits over on the west side of the state. Tonight through Saturday night, WSP is tracking speed racing and reckless driving just like this in Spokane County. According to WSP, they began flying a plane over the county yesterday. Air units identified at least 5 high-speed drivers last night. WSP says street racing is a state, regional, and national issue. And now to our night beat with a quick look at today's top stories. New court documents are revealing details about the attack of a North Idaho College board member earlier this week. Documents reveal that former North Idaho College professor Zachary Schallbetter allegedly dumped soapy water on trustee Todd Banducci less than an hour after Schallbetter had an exit interview at the college. Schallbetter told officers he blamed Banducci for his contract not being renewed. However, at a meeting last night, President Nick Swain said Banducci had nothing to do with Schallbetter's contract whatsoever. Montana has become the first state to ban TikTok. Governor Greg Gianforte signed a bill outlawing the app with connections to China. The law prohibits app stores from allowing downloads of the app. The Google and Apple app stores could face penalties of up to $10,000 per violation. However, tech experts say app stores don't currently have the ability to block downloads on a state-by-state basis. The law is meant to protect Montanans' personal data from falling into the hands of the Chinese government, something TikTok claims has never happened. After months of debate, Liberty Lake City Council has given themselves more oversight in the library's policy. The council now has the final approval over the books on library shelves and can request the library to make changes. It also means a member of council will sit in on library board meetings, but the new ordinance does not mean the council can initiate book bans. That decision still goes through the library board. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text us the word night to 509-448-2000 and we'll send them right to your phone. Spokane Valley Connect spent the day connecting families struggling with housing and services across the region. Some of those include medical, showers, housing assistance, a hot lunch, and the most popular ones, haircuts.
SCC's shuts down their school for the day and brings all their students here to give haircuts. When we first got here, we had lines and every single chair was filled. There was 20 haircuts happening at once. It was amazing. According to Spokane Valley Connect, there are nearly 800 homeless students in Valley school districts. And a traffic alert for those in downtown Spokane this weekend. The Lilac Parade kicks off Saturday, and we have the details on expected road closure. So take a look at your screen. Here is a map of the parade route. Starting Saturday at 8 a.m., multiple roads between Washington and Post Streets will close down for the Cruise in the Falls car show. Then starting at 4 p.m., roads all around the parade route will start to close before that parade kicks off at 7:45. For a full list of Lilac Festival activities and more on those road closures, just head on over to our website, KREM.com.